Strategy at sunset. Just as the girls and Dorian were finishing their cappuccinos at a sidewalk cafe near Montorgueil, a familiar figure approached, tall, leather jacket slung over one shoulder, a shy but resolute look in his eyes. "Luc!" June blinked in surprise, nearly knocking over her cappuccino. "You came." Luc gave a crooked smile. "I heard you were meeting here. Thought I'd drop by. Off duty, technically." From the edge of the table, Vivi said, "I texted him." Dorian raised a brow. "You know you were told to keep your distance from the girls and the hotel." Luc shrugged with quiet defiance. "I'm not breaking any rules. I'm on my personal time." His gaze met June's, steady and warm. "Besides, I figured you might need someone who knows the back corridors of that creepy hotel." June swallowed, suddenly aware of the quiet flutter in her chest. "Well, we wouldn't say no to backup." Dorian, ever the hawk, only nodded once. "Fine. But stay sharp. If anyone's watching the girls, your face might not be as forgotten as you think." Luc gave a tight nod, slipping into a chair beside them. His presence, unassuming but steadfast, seemed to ground the moment. June, her heart quietly full, couldn't help but think. Sometimes the people who show up despite everything say the most, without ever needing to raise their voices. Dorian tapped the table. "All right, time for the real show." He laid out a sketched map of the hotel and began the plan. They would stage the easy target newly acquired antique necklace. They would plant hidden recorders near the known haunted rooms. The trap was set. The hotel loomed like a sleeping beast, waiting to be stirred. But before stepping into danger again, the girls found themselves perched on the stone edge of the Seine, their legs dangling above the glimmering river. The Eiffel Tower twinkled behind them, its lights dancing across the water in a golden shimmer. "I think I've changed," Vivi said softly, hugging her designer coat closer. "I used to post outfits for likes. But after seeing the ateliers here, the craftsmanship, the soul of fashion, I want to be part of that." June looked over, eyebrows raised. "You want to design clothes?" Vivi smiled. "Maybe. I thought I needed to focus on something. And plus, I'd always just be the girl who wore other people's ideas. But now, I want to make my own." June grinned. "If you start a fashion label, I want first dibs on your activewear line." Vivi tapped her phone. "I already have the name, Maison de Vivi." June adjusted her scarf, her eyes reflective. "For me, it's about the scholarship. Criminal justice and psychology double masters. I need to keep my GPA clean and survive the competition. Also a stable job because I can't keep juggling jobs or depends on my parents to fund my dreams." Vivi bumped her shoulder. "You'll crush it. You're basically a genius." June grinned. "Think they'll accept solved hotel theft case in Paris as fieldwork experience?" Vivi laughed. "Put it in bold." Their laughter rose with the breeze, echoing gently over the river. Two girls in the city of light, daring to dream even brighter. For a moment, the girls just watched the boats drift by, Paris humming softly around them. The air was cool, the sky bruised lavender, the moment eternal. The hotel was too quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, the kind that felt watched. The girls stepped into the lobby just as the concierge politely excused himself from a call, his eyes flickering too quickly to the guest book. June noted it. She noted everything now. The lights in the hallway flickered once. Then again. Vivi reached for June's arm unconsciously. "Old wiring," June muttered, but her voice lacked its usual bite. They headed toward the elevator. June slowed, eyes drawn to a man in a bellhop uniform speaking in hushed tones to someone who didn't quite look like a guest. Too stiff, too still, as if he was pretending to be invisible. June whispered, "That guy's not registered. I checked yesterday." Do you think they know we're on to something? Vivi asked. I think they've known since Luke started showing up too often, June said. They're watching us as much as we're watching them. They probably thought we would be checked out like other guests after unsettled missing things. The elevator doors opened with a soft ding. They stepped inside. As the doors slid shut, Vivi glanced at the mirrored wall. Behind them, the concierge was still staring. As they stepped into the elevator, a narrow, ornate thing with brass detailing and mirrors on 3 sides, Vivi reached to press the button for the 3rd floor. The elevator jerked. Then nothing. The button light blinked once. Then the elevator shuddered violently and stopped. The girls were frozen for a breath. Did you press the button wrong? June asked. Vivi scoffed. I don't know, I didn't invent the elevator, I just pushed a button. June was trying to reconnect the emergency phone, but it crackled uselessly in her hand. The lights above flickered, casting long shadows. Then the elevator groaned again, like something heavy shifting in the walls. Okay, that's not normal, June whispered. Seconds passed. Too many of them. Vivi knocked on the elevator door. Hello? Anyone out there? When silence replied, Vivi's breathing quickened. I don't like this. I really don't like this. I swear I felt something brush my shoulder, and no one's that close to me. June finally grabbed her phone and called the one person they knew would answer. Dorian, she said, trying to keep calm. We're stuck in the elevator. Between the 2nd and 3rd floor. Can you? I'm coming. His voice was sharp and decisive, and the call ended in a click. Minutes passed like hours. The walls felt tighter, the mirrors a little too warped. June turned her back to Vivi. I hate this hotel, Vivi muttered. I swear it's trying to eat us alive. Then, finally, the doors pried open an inch from the outside. Dorian's voice moved back. I've got you. With a grunt and a crowbar he must have grabbed from somewhere, he forced the doors apart just enough for the girls to climb out into a narrow hallway between floors. They scrambled into safety, shaken but unharmed. And just as they were catching their breath, a staff member in a wrinkled blazer arrived, not with apologies but with indifference. Oh, he said, glancing at the elevator. Yes, that one's been acting up for weeks. Guests were informed at check-in not to use it. Vivi's mouth dropped. Excuse me? We were told nothing. June stepped forward, arms crossed. You should have put a sign. Or shut it down. That thing nearly collapsed on us. The man shrugged. Not my department. June, pale but furious, took mental notes. She could see now something was very wrong in Hotel Diminuit, and this wasn't just about old machinery. It was about who wanted them to feel trapped.